What's up, comic book fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast of the Multiverse Musings Podcast Network. Here with a look at my custom 12-inch Green Lantern Wonder Woman figure. So I purchased this figure in an outlet store. It was part of a 3-pack, a Justice League 3-pack with Cyborg and Batman, and I believe the whole 3-pack was about $8. Now, I know that there are people out there who are just magnificent customizers, and they have endless confidence in their abilities to produce whatever figure that they set out to produce. I am not one of those people. I like doing customs, but I also like the feeling that if I do screw up somehow and I can't use the figure, that I haven't invested a lot of money. So obviously with an $8 3-pack, that was the scenario here. However, I actually am very happy with the way that this turned out. And since I like watching other videos of customs, I thought you might like to see this custom too. So let's take a closer look at the details now. So with the legs, I just went with a basic black and green color scheme, as you can see here. Her thighs in the movies are bare, and the figures reflect that, but I went ahead and colored those black to make them look like it's all part of a uniform as opposed to boots over legs. So I really like this black paint, and I like the idea that, like I said, it gives her like a single part of a lower body uniform. You can see the light dancing off of the black paint here. I really like that black paint. Very glossy, and it clung to all these like little crevices, all these like little segmented parts around the boots very well. One of my concerns with a custom is always that I can find the right kind of green paint and enough of that kind of paint. And I was able to do so here, and I really like this. This like knee section of the boots, of the armor, gave me kind of an organic place to put some green to break up the black on the lower body. So I really like how that looks. Now, I'm not going to be doing a lot of articulation with this figure in this video because, as you can see, when you try to paint joints, if you then articulate the joints, a lot of times it will damage the paint because those joints aren't made to have extra layers of paint over them. So I'm just going to leave those knees as they are. I still do have a little bit of articulation with the hips here, so that helps in posing, but I pretty much just leave the figure like this now. So having a look at the skirt and the lasso here, I really like this green paint on the skirt here. This is the biggest section that I colored green. And actually what I did is I used the metallic paint and I put a couple of coats on, and then I found a very glittery but transparent type of nail polish, and I painted that on over it, and then I put the gloss top coat on over that. And as you can see, that made it look very like metallic looking, and yeah, I just really like how that came out. Now, with the lasso is probably the only part of the figure that I didn't quite get the way that I wanted it to. The paint came out a little gloppy, and I tried to go in and fix it, and it looks okay. I mean, I'm happy with it, but at the same time, I feel like maybe if I had gotten a different type of paint or something like that, or maybe been maybe painted on a little bit less, maybe it would have looked even better. So it took some work to get it looking okay, but that's the only part of the custom that I wasn't completely happy with. So with the bodice here, again, I mainly used the black paint, and it clung to it very well. You can still see like these little segmented portions on the side. You know, it still looks like armor. I didn't want it to come out like looking too smooth, and it didn't. It looks really good. I like that. With the top part here, with like, you know, the eagle design, the top part here, I had to get very small brushes to go ahead and go in and paint those parts. And it was kind of tricky with the hair here, and I'll get to that in a minute. The head on this figure doesn't move very well at all because of the way the hair is molded. But I was able to get that colored, you know, painted the way that I wanted to. And then I went ahead and just got a sticker to put over top of this. I was able to finally find the sticker in the scale that I wanted to put on top of this. And then I used the gloss top coat to make that, you know, harder and put it on the figure and make it look like it was actually part of the armor. So very pleased with how that came out as well. So with the bracelets here, I used the same technique that I used for the skirt. I actually put several coats of the metallic green paint on to kind of build them up a little bit to make them seem like they're separate from the arms. And then I went in with that nail polish, and after that, put the gloss top coat on to make them look thicker and shinier. I'm happy with how they turned out. Yeah. My sister-in-law actually sculpted the ring. That's one thing that I have problems with is, I don't know if it's the size of my fingers, but I have problems sculpting really small things. And so she sculpted this for me, and I was just able to glue it on. And I didn't want to just use paint because, I mean, that's one of my chief complaints about Green Lantern figures is just when they paint the ring on and it doesn't really look like it's something that's there on top of the finger. So she was able to sculpt the ring for me, and I like how that looks. And as far as the arms go too, I went in with some very light textured paint and made the skin look a little bit more lifelike because it was very plastic looking and very light. And I wanted to make it look a little bit more realistic, and I think I was able to accomplish that. So last but not least, the head sculpt here. One of the reasons I got this figure was I like the head sculpt on Wonder Woman. For whatever reason, over the years, I've seen a lot of Wonder Woman figures with pretty bad head sculpts. And with this one, I actually liked it, so I thought it would be good for a custom. I did a little work on the lips to make them a little bit more pronounced, give them a little bit more color. Again, I tried to make the skin look a little bit more realistic. I like how that looks. I don't know if my camera can pick this up or not, but I colored the eyes green. And, you know, because a lot of Green Lanterns, they have green eyes like that. That was really, those were some anxious moments working in that small of an area. I was really worried that I was going to screw up the eyes. And, of course, I colored the tiara green, you know, because I wanted to complement the other parts of the armor. And like I said, I realized early on that there was not very much you can do with this head sculpt. The way the hair is molded there, it just really doesn't move. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I think it looks really good, especially for this scale of figure and this price point. Yeah, so I was really happy with how the head sculpt came out. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my Cyborg Green Lantern custom that I have uploaded to YouTube. And also remember to catch me on the Multiverse Musings vidcast, which is also available right here on YouTube. And I'll be back to the internet with more comic book related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.